Hey guys, welcome back. If you're considering starting your own print-on-demand business and want to know how much you can realistically make in your first month selling print-on-demand products on Etsy, this video is for you. Like a lot of the videos that you see here on YouTube where people share results from very established Etsy stores, I'm going to show you more realistic results as someone who was brand new to print-on-demand and Etsy, who had a brand new store with no sales or reviews, someone who didn't use any ads because I didn't have a budget for it. Ready? Let's jump into it. So a few months ago, I made a video showing you how I was able to set up an Etsy store and create my very first listing, which by the way, all of that only took me less than an hour thanks to Printify's new AI features. That was actually my very first time creating an entire e-commerce listing using AI. So after getting several listings on my store, I decided to just let it sit there and see what happens. So as I mentioned in several of my previous videos, I also own an Amazon FBA business and I have set up multiple listings before, and I can tell you that process can take a very long time, which is why I'm so glad that I had Printify when I set up my first print-on-demand listing, because that was just night and day, like the amount of effort that goes into something when you have to do it manually versus having a great tool with really great AI features. So when I used Printify, I was able to utilize AI features such as image generator, which helped me to create my very first sweatshirt design. It also has an AI listing generator. All you need to do is to give it a quick prompt and it will create an entire listing for you based on the product and the features, and will even give all the keywords for you. So I was definitely very grateful for that feature. And then most importantly, Printify integrates directly with Etsy, so you never have to worry about all the copying and pasting and all that busy work. Another thing that I also really like about Printify, which is also really helpful if you actually want to create a profitable business, is that they have a built-in pricing calculator, which will take into consideration all these important things such as the production costs, the shipping costs, the Etsy fees, the Printify fees, which can be really helpful when you're trying to set your price, because once again, a lot of other platforms don't offer that. So sometimes if you're brand new, you might end up losing money because you don't know how to set your price, or if you forget to consider some of the fees that go into the production process. Now, Printify is kindly sponsoring this video today. So if you're interested in testing out Printify, which I highly recommend that you do so, make sure to use my link down below. Anyways, let's go back and talk about how long it took me to make my first sale. So as I briefly mentioned, I chose not to use ads because frankly, I just didn't really have the budget for ads, and ads can be
expensive.
So pretty much I really wanted to see how the store would perform organically. I did share a lot of designs on Pinterest just to drive traffic from there, as well as tried my best with my SEO strategy inside of my listing. Now for the first 2 weeks after uploading the listing, I heard like crickets. There's nothing. However, I stayed optimistic because we were actually headed into the holiday season, which is where people tend to shop like crazy. So I had some hope. And just like I expected, in December, we ended up seeing quite an uptick in visits. And I'm talking, we had like 84 visits in the first month of December alone, compared to like 20 visits in November. However, there were still no sales. And just as I was about to just cave and start paying for ads, should we run ads?
No, I think let's wait.
As I was taking my morning walk, I ended up getting this email on my phone, which said that I made my first sale.
Yeah! So excited!
Oh, and by the way, don't forget to hit that like button to support this small channel, and also follow me on Instagram because I would love to be friends. I definitely feel like I could have made way more sales or made a sale faster if I did invest into ads. However, once again, I know that paying for ads is not always accessible for everyone, which is also why I feel like this is a pretty realistic result for someone who doesn't have a ton of ads or following or a lot of experience with e-commerce and digital marketing. So as you guys can see, the total sale amount was $19, I guess, plus the sales tax, which is usually paid by the buyer. However, we all know that revenue is not profit. So let's talk about how much I really made in terms of the profit. Now, once again, the total sale amount was $19. I'm not going to count the sales tax because I didn't have to pay it. With that said, the production cost from Printify was $7.19. The shipping, which I did build it into the cost because you want to offer free shipping in order to stay competitive. The shipping amount was $4.39, which made the total Printify cost $11.58. So the total Etsy fee was $4.40, which actually was a little bit lower than I originally estimated. So the grand total cost was $15.98, which made the total profit $3.02, which is about a 16% profit margin. Now, based on my research, the 16% margin, specifically in the print-on-demand world, is still pretty competitive. It is a little bit on the lower end. However, it is still pretty competitive, especially for a very saturated market such as t-shirt. So obviously the higher price you set, the better, but as a brand new store with not that many reviews and not that much social validation, I did want to keep my prices on the lower end to stay more competitive, which I think is a strategy that a lot of e-commerce sellers implement at the very beginning. All right, now that you guys know the actual numbers and the profit that I was able to make, let's talk about some of the tips that I learned from watching a bunch of print-on-demand videos on YouTube. So almost every single video that I've seen always talks about how important it is to make as many listings as possible. And apparently most successful stores have hundreds of listings. But obviously this is easier said than done because creating listings takes a lot of work. Now I managed to upload 14 listings in 1 week, which let me tell you took way less time than when I had to create listings for my Amazon FBA business, for example, because of Printify's AI features. Everything from design to listing creation to price setting, all of that was really helpful, especially for someone who is brand new to this market. Another common takeaway that I learned from all these Etsy videos is that it is pretty hard to make sales without ads because Etsy is pretty competitive, especially when it comes to the t-shirt market. And second of all, I know not a lot of retailers are going to admit this, but Etsy's algorithm tends to push listings that do have ads on them. Once again, thank you to Printify to first of all finally help me to set up my store. This was so much easier than faster than I expected. And if you want to try Printify, once again, make sure to use my link down below. So obviously I didn't get rich from one sale. However, I'm still really thrilled that I have created this whole new income stream because I feel like this was pretty simple and passive and really didn't require that much work after the listings were already created. So really all you need to do after that is just continue optimizing your listings, trying to drive organic traffic from social media and places like Pinterest. So I really hope you liked this video and saw what is a realistic result in your first month. If you like this video, I actually think you're going to like my playlist where I test all the different popular side hustles and show you realistic results. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!